The interrogation room consisted of a plain table and a pair of unpadded chairs. I sat with my hands unbound, resting my elbows on the table. The room was well lit, with a mirror running along the wall across from me. A camera swiveled back and forth in a corner of the room, a red light above the lens like an angry eye. In the reflection of the mirror, Kate passed behind me. "Okay, I'm sorry," she said. "It's all right." I looked at the camera. I didn't want to say more. Thus far, no one else seemed to notice Kate, though I could see her reflection everywhere I went. In the car ride to the station, I shoved the bit of car seat down the front of my pants. The police had not found it yet. I wasn't sure what would happen if they did. "Yes, it will be all right," Kate said, her voice firm. "When they question you, I'll be right here with you." I rolled my eyes. I'd been in rooms like this before. Watching Kate walk back and forth as though psyching herself up for a big speech, I knew she would distract me when it came time to dance. I couldn't tell her that, of course. Instead, I looked at her reflection and nodded with a sly smile. If anyone watched me, I wanted them to think I was reassuring myself. It would be better if they thought I was scared, which was true, rather than crazy, which I hoped was not true. The door opened and a slightly overweight man in a brown suit and tie walked in. His hair was light brown and thinning in the front, and he wore a woolly mustache. I'm not much of a judge of ages, but I guessed he was probably in his 30s. He wore his badge on a clip on his belt. His face looked long, as though constantly worried or disappointed. "Mr. Walker?" he asked, dropping a file on the table. He took the seat across from me and squatted and squared the pages of the folder in front of him. "Yes, sir." "Can I get you some water before we begin?" I licked my lips. After everything that had happened that evening, I felt parched. "Actually, yeah, if you wouldn't mind." He smiled, the corners of his mustache flaring out like mandibles. His eyes remained mournful, like a basset hound. He stood and left, closing the door behind him. "Your name is Mel Walker?" Kate asked. I brought a hand up and coughed a yes into my fist. I rubbed my chin, looking back at the camera. Kate wasn't going to make this easy for me. Kate walked around the table. She looked at the folder the cop had left behind. "This is your name on it. Mel is short for, I don't know how to pronounce this." "Melchizedek." I tried to keep my voice low. I reached across the table and tapped my name. "The folder is almost as big as your name. I didn't think you were old enough to have a file this thick." This isn't my first time in a police station. My eyes flicked back and forth between the mirror and the camera. The cop returned with 2 paper cups balanced in one hand. He set one in front of me before taking a seat. He sipped from his own cup, then looked at me with his disappointed eyes. "It seems you've had a bit of bad luck, Mr. Walker." "It's all how you look at it, I guess." "How do you look at it?" "Just that it could be worse. I still have my health, and you seem like a nice enough guy. I'm sure it could be someone much more unpleasant questioning me." The cop gave me another woolly smile. "Too true, too true. Speaking of which, do you know why we've brought you here?" "Be careful, Mel," Kate said. I returned the cop's smile. "Well, I'm not too sure. When they told me that I had the right to remain silent, I didn't know they were going to exercise that right themselves." The cop emitted a mirthless chuckle. "You're a clever man. I like you, Mr. Walker. That's why I'm going to suggest that you make it easy on yourself and just come clean with whatever is on your mind. It will make you feel better, and it will make your legal problems much easier. Just be cooperative and everything will be okay." "That's bullshit, Mel," Kate said. I looked directly at Kate's reflection for a long moment. I knew she was trying to help, but she wasn't telling me anything I didn't already know. I liked having her in my corner, but I really needed her just to be quiet for a while. I'd been in this seat before, or a seat just like it. I needed to stay calm. I needed to stay positive and not volunteer anything.